Hey, what's up guys? Got some hot treats for you today. I'm gonna be soldering or brazing some copper piping together. I'm gonna give you a little quickie and then I'm gonna give it to you real slow. So let's dive into the quickie real fast. So I'm gonna be taking this pipe. Just get my gloves on while I'm talking. So I'm gonna be taking this pipe and I'm gonna be attaching this valve to the top of it, this T I should say. I've gone ahead and sanded the inside of both of these and the outside of that. So that's going to be going on right there. Going to apply some Flux. I know how I want this to go on because this isn't going to go here. This is going next to a water heater. And I want it to be, it's going to be sitting like that. So I think like, about like that. Kind of want gravity to work for me. So if I can, I'm going to set it up on something like this. Since this has a lot more mass to it, I want to heat them up equally, but I'm going to spend more time heating up the bottom. Do this until you see a little bit of green flame and the copper is really burning up. See the color starting to change there? I'm going to quickly take my and sweat it in here. And based off of this capillary action, kind of like water on a shoelace or, gas on a wick, it'll just want to soak into there. I'm going to just heat it up a little more. This is a big valve. This is a 3/4 inch. All right. That should be good. I'm gonna just go over it, make sure that I didn't miss anything. One last time, filling it in. All this black stuff you're seeing coming out is the impurities and the oxides and everything that the flux and sanding was trying to take out. So if you don't use the flux and you don't use the sandpaper, you can really have all that stuff stuck inside your joints, and then it's going to cause it to leak later on possibly. So you want them to look like that. And this flux is kind of like an acid-based paste. And so it eats away at the oxides on the outer layer. And it kind of does the same thing like sanding. You'll see here that, see how tarnished everything is, and then just like that. And make sure there's no cracks in it. There's a good constant bead all the way around. Nice and shiny. You don't want to shock it right away with cold water. So this is a slightly damp rag. That's it. You can also hit it with a little wire brush like this. Because this stuff is acidic, so it'll keep corroding it if you don't take it off. the brass and the copper here. So you want to kind of clean it all up so that it doesn't ruin your joints, especially. A little bit here on the valve body isn't going to hurt it though. You can even see here on the brass how that flux dripped down and it kind of just eats it away. So that's one joint, and I'll go through everything on what you need to do this real slow. Actuate it, still good to go. So the reason why you want to use something with high heat, like I was talking about earlier, like something like this is a propane torch, but with like a little air-inducing nozzle. You see it puts out a pretty good flame, whereas this is like a standard propane torch. This doesn't quite put out. I gotta get lighted here. Sorry. Here we go. So you can notice the difference. The one on the left is a standard propane torch with no air nozzle. And that's these are both the same propane bottles. This gets a lot hotter with just introducing some more air into it. And then even better would be something like this, which is a 2-lane gas or a MAP gas. So let's dive into what you need, and then I'll go through it, everything real slow. So some of the prep tools that you're gonna need is something to, let me lay everything out here for you. All right. Okay, so in front of me here, I have what you're gonna be needing to solder and braze pipes. So on the left here, I have something to cut the pipes. And when you cut the pipes, you're gonna be left with little burrs and also the tarnish. So you're gonna remove the tarnish and the burrs with the sandpaper, or you can ream them out with something like this that goes a little faster. On the back of this, there's the cutter. But on the back of the cutter, there's a little reamer. So you can use that reamer to go on the inside of the pipe like that. Oops, that's not good. Oh well. So we're gonna cut off a little 3-inch portion here about. It doesn't have to be exact. How these work is you slightly tighten and you're gonna roll it around. We'll do that after I go over all the tools though. I'm gonna have my paste here. I'm gonna be using Flux, soldering Flux paste. This is a water soluble one. They come in different varieties. Some have a little bit of silver mixed in with it. It's gonna be your tinning Flux, and then some are just water-based, and then you have your regular. I'm using the water-based one because I'm working on some water pipes here. The solder here is mainly tin, lead-free, and then I have my gas like I talked about. I have the sandpaper, I have a damp rag to wipe off or pick up anything if I make a boo-boo, and this is to pick up anything if I make a boo-boo. Also have a metal surface here. So that's about the bare minimum on what you're gonna need. So let's go through and we're gonna weld in a